staging needs to be done on houses, not only on the inside, but the landscaping as well. Flowers, clearing out the brush, washing the windows, just letting a lot of natural light and getting rid of a lot of clutter really makes a big difference. It's always the shiny penny that seems to sell first. So pricing is important, but staging and getting someone excited about being able to place their furniture in your home is critical.
Actually, I have my own house on the market right now, and I tell people I back my way out of the house. I make sure all the dishes are done, the beds are made, and don't miss a showing because your house isn't ready. Sellers are funny, and sometimes they'll say, oh, you can't see my house right now, my bed's not made. You know, don't let that happen to you, because you might have an opportunity one day. That buyer might see another house. If they would have seen your house, they might have bought it, but then you'll lose that chance.
We also encourage all of our sellers to do their inspections up front, because transactions can be more complicated now than ever before. So having a termite inspection, a well inspection, having the septic pumped, even a home inspection is great to do in advance, because when an offer comes in, the seller knows how to negotiate because they know what issues they may be dealing with right up front. One of the biggest problems we're running in with the transactions right now is our appraisals. It's very hard to get appraisals on houses right now. You can have a nice smooth transaction with a great buyer, a great seller, the house is in great condition, and all of a sudden the house doesn't appraise. We're seeing a lot of sellers go out and get appraisals right up front. We as agents don't have control over the appraisers anymore because of the new laws that have changed, and so we sometimes will get an appraiser that may be from out of the county and doesn't know our marketplace, and that's the information that goes back to the lender. Any buyer is going to make an offer on a property subject to the home appraising. So if it doesn't appraise, everybody's back at starting base again.
And the pre-appraisal sometimes can be done for less money than a full-on appraisal. So it's not a large investment, and then it will help you have settled, calm, no nervous problem. Because I have one of my sellers, she's all worried now because her house is in escrow. I thought we were really pricey. We priced it a little higher than I thought, and now we are concerned that that appraisal may not happen.
That's right. And a buyer isn't going to pay more than a home appraises, so it's great to have that understanding right up front. Cheryl and I work very hard with our sellers to educate and provide this information to our sellers so they go into a transaction wide open. The buyers that are out there now are smart, they're sophisticated, and they do their homework. And so they're going to make a smart purchase. It is a great time to buy right now. However, it's done with a lot of intelligence and a lot of foresight.
And with the age of computers, everything can be found out online, and buyers are doing their own homework, not on only the houses they want to see, but the history of the houses they want to see. So they pretty much know what you owe on it, what you paid for it, where the market is. So when they make an offer, it's a pretty educated offer most of the time.
People buy homes by emotion, whereas investment property is done more by investors and there's less emotion. So we try and remove the emotion out of the transaction, but people still fall in love with a house, and sellers still want someone to buy their home because they love it. So we try and bring in all aspects of the transaction, including the emotional part, but the more that we can provide information and education and communication to both the buyers and the sellers, the smoother the transaction goes. Cheryl and I have been fortunate this year to close lots and lots of escrows, but they haven't been without a lot of hard work and a lot of communication. We joke now to say that we work harder now than we ever have before in our combined years of real estate, but it's worth it, and the industry has changed where it requires a higher level of professionalism.
And for me, there's nothing more fun than having a buyer fall in love with a house, having the seller be so happy about the buyer who loves their property, and there's tears, happy tears. And so selling real estate is a lot of fun.
It is fun. It's also interesting to come up with the opportunity where a buyer says, I want a one-story house in Penn Valley, and they buy a two-story Victorian in Nevada City. So we try and listen to not only what's being said, but what's not being said. It's enjoyable to have that opportunity where you finally make someone connect with a house, or you're able to do a successful close on a house that's a very hard transaction, and you have happy clients at the title company that are walking away saying, thank you very much. That's our ultimate goal.
That's it, making them happy, everybody happy.